Good evening. This video complements the PowerPoint presentation that is attached in the discussion board, so please go ahead and pull that up. My name is Joshua Kosoy, and I'm going to present to you what I call a look into successful leadership with Edward Katz. Please go on to slide 2. Edward Katz is a former chiropractor who injured his back and was unable to practice. He was unsure what he wanted to do next, and eventually in 2004, he took the risk of purchasing a vending company known as Prestige Vending NY. Prestige Vending NY is located and operated in Long Island, New York. Please go on to slide 3. The first area I could relate to the course concepts involves topics from the introduction of our course textbook. If you can think back all the way to the beginning of the book, you might remember trait versus process leadership. I asked Edward if he thought people were born leaders or if leadership is something people can learn. He replied by telling me he was a believer of leadership being learned because it is a concept that is changing ever so frequently. He said that a person who was a great leader back in the day maybe would not be such a successful leader in today's world. Edward holds position power and assigned power because he has high status in the organization, being the chief executive officer. Not only does he hold position power, but he also has personal power because he is liked by all of his employees and is dependable. His employees know he is caring and thoughtful and look to him for guidance. He did tell me about some employees that he has that take charge and try to find answers to accomplish goals without his direct instruction. The way he talked about these employees made it seem like they were emergent leaders, or leaders that don't necessarily have a high position within the company. These leaders are leaders that other employees see as influential, and these employees look up to them for help. Please go on to slide 4. I then asked about the Big 5 personality factor model. He told me that in order to be successful, one should not be neurotic. He said that it is okay when things bother you and assured me that certain things will get on my nerves from time to time. It is about how you handle situations like these that make you a stronger leader. In a hostile situation where either he is upset with someone or an employee or customer is upset with him, he said it is best to let the situation fizzle before acting on it. He does not act or make any decision when he is flustered because it impairs his decision making. Rather, he finds a way to compose himself, and once he does that, and once the situation is calm, he talks to the people involved in a constructive and professional way. Edward believes that the other 4 factors, extroversion, openness, agreeableness, and conscientiousness, are extremely important factors when dealing with leadership. When looking at the 5 major leadership traits, such as intelligence, self-confidence, determination, integrity, and social ability, it is easy to see that Edward possesses all of these. He values intelligence and learns a lesson from every situation he is in, whether that situation be a positive or negative situation. He believes in himself and does not give up, even when the situation may seem impossible, such as securing a new client. I asked him to tell me about a crowning achievement in his career. He told me whenever they can attract a new client and open a new account, it is a great feeling for him and his team. He is sociable and enjoys building personal relationships with anyone he comes across. And Edward kept stressing the point of being principled and leading by example, so I asked him what his biggest principle is. He said that, in his opinion, integrity is the greatest quality a person can possess. Please turn to slide 5. The next concept I could relate to this interview is a skills approach. Even though he is CEO, he still goes out of his way to go out on the front line and deliver great service to customers. There was a time when he himself had to fix a machine in a school due to the way that he structured the contract, and he had no idea how to fix this machine. He called everyone he knew and looked everywhere for direction before he finally found it. This situation reminded me of the situation with Cynthia from the Cafe Latte case in the Tompkins casebook. Cynthia, similarly to Ed, did not have the technical skills, but it did not stop them from being successful. I believe his exceptional human and conceptual skills make up for the lack of technical skills. He is open-minded and has the ability to connect with his employees and help guide them to achieving goals. Please flip to slide 6. According to Blake and Mouton's managerial leadership grid, Edward would be described as being a team manager. This type of management style places a heavy weight on both tasks and interpersonal relationships, something that I feel Edward does very well. He often calls his employees his team and goes to all the limits to help them become better employees and even better person. Employees feel devoted to the company and obligated to do the best that they can do. Some of the phrases the textbook uses to label a team manager also describe Edward, such as acts determined, makes priorities clear, follows through, and enjoys working. The Ohio State studies is another concept I can relate. As we can recall, these studies involve surveys given out to subordinates to rate the behavior of their leader. Although I could not give out this questionnaire to his employees, I would guess that the survey would determine that Edward is high in both initiating structure and consideration. When it comes to leadership, some research has suggested that scoring high on both of these behaviors is a great practice. Please go to slide 7. The contingency theory is another relatable concept. Edward told me that his team believes in him and his values, which is great for leader-member relations. I would consider the task structure at Prestige Vending NY to be high because he said that his team knows what is expected of them and knows how to approach a situation with goals in mind. His position power is strong because he can reward his team members with some nice incentives, such as free cases of soda, bonuses, or even some extra paid time off. But if he catches them doing something negative, something detrimental to the business, such as stealing, he would fire them. Based on the path goal theory, Edward would be considered a supportive leader. This involves being open and welcoming and looking out for the subordinates. He gives out his personal cell phone number to customers and employees and tells them to call them whenever they need anything, regardless of the day or time. He says he is accessible on the weekends and holidays because leadership does not take a day off. He also gives respect to his team and does not look down upon anyone. Everyone in the business is treated equally. Please turn to slide 8. Lastly, he introduced me to his role model, Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey is a motivational speaker and author. He wrote Entre Leadership, Edward's favorite piece by him, which is about running a business and being financially conscious. I have attached a short clip in which Dave Ramsey speaks about budgets. If you enjoy this clip as much as I did, I urge you to check out other work by him, either by Googling his name or looking him up on YouTube. Finally, please turn to slide 9. It was very rewarding to see the topics discussed in class relate to the real world. I leave you with this. Michael Jordan once said, "Earn your leadership every day." Edward knows that leadership is something that is not simply given away. You have to work hard to achieve it. I thank you for your time and patience. I look forward to hearing your opinions and replying to your responses in the discussion board. Thank you very much.